Lights on, game on, let's run it back. Three voices locked in on the weekly track. Big plays, bold calls, every moment counts. We break it all down, yeah, no timeouts. It's the catch-up rundown. Three hosts, big energy now. Sports talk turned all the way loud. Let's dive in, let's break it down. Break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down.
Alrighty. Welcome, boys and girls, to the catch-up rundown. If you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, hit like and subscribe, drop a comment, and leave us a review. And if you're listening, follow us wherever you get your podcasts, and let's run it. Let's get started,
Okay.
Connor. So unfortunately, we'd like to address the elephant in the room. So Jaxsten is unfortunately not able to join us this time. He did want us to say that he was right about the Eagles, which he was.
We were getting some comments on YouTube
And
about,
you were all wrong.
yeah,
Everyone on YouTube, everyone on Instagram,
the Eagles
TikTok,
suck.
Facebook,
Well,
whatever.
I don't want to say the Eagles suck. Jalen Hurts sucks.
Jalen Hurts is not it. And we were right.
Yep.
The Eagles are not the favorites for sure. So let's get started. Well, unless you have anything to say to get started.
I was also right about the Packers. I'd like to say that.
Sure. You were. I was the only one that voted against them. So there's that. So we will get into our opening segment, which is the opening tip-off. Connor, I'll start with this one to kind of
Okay.
warm it up. So do you think Indiana's win over Ohio State, do you think that win over Ohio State in the Big Ten game, do you think that changed your mind on who you thought was going to win the national championship, or do you think it changed kind of the landscape of the playoff picture? As we do know, the CFP playoff final bracket did come out. We'll talk about that later, but
No, I don't think it did. I still think Ohio State could win it. I always liked Indiana better because I love their coach. I love what he's about and I love what he says. But I knew, there's a lot of people doubting Indiana. And I think all this did was just prove that the national championship game is going to be a good one because it's going to be Texas Tech versus one of those two. And Texas Tech's going to beat up on whatever one of those two plays.
Indiana.
Yeah. Well, no. Whoever out of those two. Yeah.
I'd like to see Texas Tech. That's my personal thing.
Me too.
I would love to see
But
Texas
we do
Tech.
have a Big 12 bias.
That's true. We do, as obviously. And rip to us because Texas Tech kicked our trash. But we'll move on to a little bit of NFL headline. How much does TJ Watt's injury change the Steelers' ceiling heading into the playoff push?
A little bit. Honestly, he's a critical piece, but I think that they can still manage games. It really just depends on how many points the offenses are putting up. Because, if Aaron Rodgers can ball out like he did last week, then they can afford to, give up however many points they did. How many points did they give up?
22.
Let's see. Yeah, 22.
I was right.
Yeah. They can afford to give up, 25, 26, 30, as long as the offense stays clicking like they did, and as long as Mike Tomlin lets Aaron turn it loose to DK.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. They do play Miami this week, so I hope they lose, but that's kind of my... So what do you think going into the NBA now? Do you think the Spurs knocking out the Lakers in the NBA Cup says more about the future of San Antonio or the current state of the Lakers?
No, I really, honestly, in my personal opinion, think it means nothing because the NBA Cup is really just extra money that these guys are going to get paid randomly during the middle of the season. But
that's really all that is.
Yeah.
Really.
The Spurs are really good. Victor Wembanyama is really good, and he's nicknamed the Alien for a reason. But
he's freaking 7'4"?
Yeah,
as thin as a
something
pencil.
that. But he freaking splashes threes and
Sure.
blocks everybody. But
it's true.
Honestly, the Lakers are really good. The Spurs are really good. The Spurs just won. That's really all I feel about that game.
Yeah. No, I agree. So what was kind of your biggest takeaway this week from any sport?
Well, it's kind of weird. Messi is getting a 70-foot statue of himself in India.
70 feet? Dude's barely 5 foot tall.
And he's not Indian.
No.
Why is he getting a statue?
Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Why is he getting... That's so dumb.
Well, I mean, soccer's big over there.
Yeah, but Messi's Argentinian. Argentinian. I don't know.
Are we rolling right now?
Yeah, we're still rolling, dude.
Okay.
We'll cut.
I was going to say something else. I found this whole, video explaining how Actually, the British were the people who started calling soccer soccer, not the Americans.
Ha! You hear that?
But I don't want to get into that debate because I don't honestly know the facts. I just saw a video explaining it all.
We know Trump called the real football soccer during the World Cup draw.
Oh yeah. Well, also, like, the thing is that that's true, but also the Brit started the soccer thing. It wasn't us.
Yeah, it wasn't us. Quit blaming us, okay, people? We want you to stop. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
The whole pointing.
Yeah, it did.
Mm.
That was kind of
I'm glad you caught on to that. Okay. So we're gonna get in. I don't know if you thought of one,
what?
but what is your biggest underdog this week going into this week of sports?
Yes.
Like a player, a team, or an upset prediction. What is your biggest takeaway or underdog?
Yeah.
Not takeaway.
Well, like future tense?
It's for this upcoming week.
Okay.
It's a future, not a past tense thing. Why would it be a past tense thing?
I thought because last week we were talking, or last time we talked about like upsets and stuff.
If it was
Just
past
making
tense, I would
sure.
choose Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
What he
I
did
was
last
gonna
night.
choose the Bucks. My thing, but my thing is just because it's my team. But Christian Watson,
Yeah.
he should be comeback player of the year.
Black player of the year?
Not black player of the year. Matt, comeback player of the year. I'm gonna go look at the finalists for or the odds of comeback player.
I
Okay.
know Christian McCaffrey's like number one,
Yeah.
something like that, because he was out like all year.
Sure. Yeah, and those poor people who drafted him in fantasy. You see, people avoided Christian McCaffrey this year in fantasy, and so he fell right into my lap in like 7th pick or whatever. Or maybe it was even round 2, because people are so terrified of him like getting hurt.
Yeah, I know who I drafted round 1.
Yeah, I also know who Devontae Achan
Devon Achan.
or Devon Achan.
It's Tua's jersey, but Devon Achan's my guy. Plus, he's also balled out this year, so that's actually made me look really
Yes,
good
but-
for picking him.
But like, there's been better players.
I know, like Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor a little bit ago, not now.
Jonathan
but
Taylor was getting me like 45 points a game.
I have him in my cousin's league, and he was getting me a frick ton of points, and the reason why I was doing so good. He's the reason why I was I'm the 3rd seed currently, and I'm actually the 3rd seed in 2 of my leagues.
Yeah, me and
3rd
your,
one, my other league, I missed the playoffs.
me and your brother are currently going at it for the
Yeah, and
championship.
he's on a freaking
and
mission.
He's not
He-
even in the country.
Nope, he's in Peru on a mission. So your biggest underdog to get back on track, Christian Watson.
Yeah. My underdog of the week is the Packers wide receiver room, more specifically Christian Watson, because he's been out for most of this year with an ACL. And I just recently saw on Instagram like odds for comeback player of the year. And right now, like Phillip Rivers is 3rd right now. He hasn't played a game
Makes
yet.
no sense.
Chris McCaffrey, he'll probably get it because he's been balling and he was hurt all last year.
Yeah.
But my personal opinion, I think Christian Watson should be comeback player of the year just because
Yeah.
of how like
He's
how
had a really good season.
yeah, and how night and day it is if you watch the Packers at all. When Christian Watson is on the field, we are a different team.
Well, I do agree with that. My underdog. I'm going to do a biased one, and then I'm going to do a normal one.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 2.
Should I do a normal one too after you do this?
If you want to, you can. My biased underdog of the week, Tua Tagovailoa. They play the Steelers on Monday Night Football. I don't know if it's in Pittsburgh or if it's in Miami.
Pretty sure it's in Miami.
So I think, especially with TJ Watt out, I think he's going to do pretty good.
Actually, it's in Pittsburgh.
Still. I still think he'll do pretty good. Not saying they're going to win. I would love to see them win. But I also wouldn't mind if they lost because I want a better draft pick, and Mike McDaniel is trying to save his job, which I understand.
Yeah.
But stop. You either win out or you lose out. No in between. I don't want 2-2. I don't want this and that. 1-3. I want either 0-4 or 4-0.
The problem is with 0-4.
We'll be 6-11 and we'll get a decent draft pick.
Yeah, but like Mike McDaniels is not going to do that because he wants his job.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying
Hmm.
that's what I want. A lot of fans aren't going to agree with me. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. But that's my bias take. I think Tua will do good. If he doesn't, I'll own up to my mistake. because I have been known to be very 50-50 on Tua, where 1 week I think he's the best, the next week I think he's the worst. There's no really in between with Tua because his brain really doesn't have an in between or isn't really there most of the time.
Yeah.
He's got it knocked around a couple times, but that's my bias take, a bias underdog.
Speaking of you owning up to your past comments, you've never said this on camera, but you've made many comments to me about this topic and about how he hates Shador Sanders and about how
Not owning up to that.
he thinks Shador Sanders is terrible and will not succeed in the NFL. Granted, he said these comments previous to Shador starting to play like these past few games and kind of balling
He's had
out.
one good game.
He did okay, and the end of the game
He
that
did
got in.
okay, then he sucked,
He
and then
didn't-
he actually did pretty good. I will admit that he did pretty good the 1 week.
Did you know that he's a rookie?
Did you know that I don't care?
Okay. All I'm saying is I want you to admit to the camera.
This is all I'm saying. 14 and 13 in college, had his number retired, doesn't deserve it. What I'm saying. Travis Hunter? Maybe. Shador Sanders? No.
Let the past be in the past.
I don't care.
I don't understand.
I don't care.
No, I don't understand why you can't just like move on from things and see it for what it is and that Shador's playing good right now.
When he starts doing as good as some of the better quarterbacks in the league and wins the games when he actually does play good,
He's played
Against-
2.25 games.
the Titans,
He's played 2.25 games. Cam Ward is good.
okay, he's better than Shador.
Okay, wait, but they lost to the Titans 29-31. You cannot put that on Shador. That is
I
on the Browns defense.
I really don't care.
That is on.
Because if you ball out like that against the Titans, you should win. I don't care about
Your defense should not let.
their defense is the top team defense in the league. Granted, they did suck that week, but if you play that good, you should be able to outscore the freaking Titans.
They scored 29 points in the National Football League. Every single
Sure.
coach ever says when you're at this level, every team is good.
And there were teams who scored more than 29 points that week.
What?
Just saying. Need to see more from Shador before I'm convinced that he is good. My take. It's my opinion. I am entitled to
But
my
I'm not
own
pro Shador.
opinions. I am definitely not pro Shador, as you can see. But to move on to my next underdog, my non-bias.
I'm really not pro black quarterback.
That's awful. But can
Except
you go
for
back
Jordan
to
Love.
the whole schedule?
Yeah.
Because I actually really liked how you did that. Okay. Actually, I'm going against what you're doing. Not because I just actually thought of this and wanted to
What,
look
you
at
done?
this. I'm looking at the NBA Cup bracket.
Cup.
I'm taking the Spurs. That's my underdog. Spurs over OKC. I think the Spurs have what it takes to beat OKC in Vegas. It's a neutral site game. So I think this will help. And the Spurs are actually a pretty good team when they are healthy. So I actually think this will be a pretty interesting game. So my underdog team this week is San Antonio Spurs against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
One thing about the Oklahoma City Thunder is that we need to investigate these officials and these refs. Why they review tape. I know they review tape. They've said that they review tape after games.
Mm-hmm.
How are they looking at every single time Shea drives? Sure, there is some contact sometimes. There are obvious non-calls or no fouls, like zero contact. But Shea dives and throws the ball at the hoop. Why are they still blowing their whistle?
I don't know. They need to.
It's making it
They need to-
unwatchable.
I mean, the thing is all he does is go in and bait for a foul. That's where he gets 80% of his points.
Yeah.
And
Actual percentage is like 60%, but
well, still, it's
Yeah.
still freaking high percentage
yeah.
for an NBA player who's supposed to be considered one of the best in the league right
Yeah.
now. Which, in my opinion, he's not. I don't think he's top 5. Granted, he won MVP. I could name 5 players better than Shea.
But
that's
here's
cheating.
the thing is he's got the skill set. He's just become so unwatchable because of the foul baiting.
I know. It's
His step back three, like he used to only be able to go to his left step back three, but now he's starting to be able to go to his right and he's hitting
that's
these
impressive
shots
for a right-handed shooter.
and he's hitting shots outside the arc too. But it's just the foul baiting is so annoying.
It's hard to watch. I hate it. I'm going to be honest. I don't. That's why he's just made it really hard for me to want to watch any game that he's involved in at all.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's my underdog, my non-bias underdog.
Division is the Panthers in? Who are they in the division?
NFC South. They're actually in first place right now
Yeah.
because of the Bucks loss last night.
Mhm.
They play the Saints.
That's not an underdog.
The Saints are an underdog, but
No, but I don't want to talk about the Saints.
yeah, they suck. I do like Kellen Moore though.
I love Kellen Moore and I love Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really torn. I really like Drake May, but I want the Bills to win.
If the Patriots win, they win the division.
Yeah,
It's a pretty high-profile game.
I need the Bills to win so that Josh Allen can get to playoffs. So it'll be a Packers Bills.
And honestly, the rate it's going, if the Chiefs lose against the Chargers,
Oh yeah.
they're pretty much out.
Oh, that could be what we talked about.
Well, I have that put in, the Chiefs thing.
All right. Okay. My underdog of the week is the Packers Broncos, but it's honestly not really an underdog because I don't want to talk about the Broncos being underdogs on their home turf. I more want to talk about underrated game of the week because it's going to get overshadowed by the Patriots
Bills game and the Lions-Rams game because the Lions are really desperate at this.
and honestly the Chiefs game, Chiefs Chargers game because
Yeah, because the Chiefs
need to
are
win
also
out.
desperate. Yeah.
But people are going to overlook this game, but we're really going to see what the Broncos are made of because Bo Nix is going to go up against a defense now. He's going to get chased by Michael Parsons constantly. Rashawn Gary's going to come from the other side. Like, he's going to play. And then the Packers, on the Packers side of it, we're also going to play a really good defense again. And I want to see, like, just what Matt LaFleur calls, like, how his play calling is against this defense. Like, it's been really good the past 2 weeks. Packers fans on social media are very vocal about how most of the time they really hate Matt LaFleur's play calling. Even when we win, they still complain. But I have not seen any complaints these past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so I really want to see this game. My underdog of the week, non-biased, well, partially biased as well, is this game.
Okay. I can get by that. I think that'll be a really good game.
Yeah.
I think either, I don't know. I don't want to say anything on that because I think it could go either way. But who knows? That's my thing.
Mm.
Anyways, so we're gonna move on into the rundown now. The rundown portion of our episode. So do you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
I can start.
Okay, you go first.
One of my kind of things to talk about is that Michigan, I don't want to talk about their head coach situation. Like, I don't want to talk about him. I want to talk about their future hire because I seen a very interesting thing that Dave Portnoy posted. He posts some wild stuff.
He does. I
But
love Dave.
there was a clip or not a clip, but a picture of John Gruden, who was a quarterback of Michigan back in like 76 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I saw that, yeah.
What he wants to do after he left Michigan was become the head coach for Michigan.
That would be.
So my thing is John Gruden an NFL head coach or is he a college football head coach?
He's had success in the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The only thing is he hasn't coached in the NFL since 2020 when he was coaching the Raiders because he was the first coach in Vegas.
Yeah,
when they moved to Vegas, and
there was high hopes.
I think they would have actually done pretty good with him.
But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think he's a freaking.
I think he'd be a phenomenal college head coach, and but the college game is much different. NFL.
What I'm saying is he is like a yell at you, like Saban type deal. But does that work in NIL ways now?
I don't know. See, that's why Saban left, I think.
Yeah, is because everybody could start paying their players.
Yeah.
Not just the SEC.
And so I think.
Shout out Shane Gillis.
Yeah. I don't know. I think players will flock to him. Kind of like a situation with Kevin Young in basketball for BYU. How he kind of drew in. Because Devanza wouldn't have came to BYU if Kevin Young wasn't there.
Yeah, same with Rob Wright. Same with like all these guys.
Exactly. I think it'll be kind of that situation. Will it pan out? I don't know. He'd have to be hired, and we'd have to see. I do think he's a great NFL head coach.
There would be a culture change for sure.
It'd be a huge culture change. I think one that's needed. Because obviously Jim Harbaugh is a hard guy to replace. I think because Jim Harbaugh is also one of those guys who's had success in the NFL and in college. And I think Gruden could do the same.
Yeah.
I really do. And so I'd love to see that. I really would. But who's to say we will? That's kind of my thing. Who's to say we actually will? So.
You're up.
Okay. Oh, I am. That's right. Okay. Well, I actually kind of want to start off with some baseball. This is something that came across my phone a little while ago. and I thought it was really interesting, and I think it really shakes up the AL. Pete Alonso to the Orioles. I think it's huge. That's my thing. Because the Orioles, not this last year, but the year before that, they had 100 wins and were the number 1 seed in the AL. This year, they didn't do near as good. They didn't make the playoffs. They weren't very good. I think Pete Alonso is a huge pickup for the Orioles. I think it's huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it really shakes up, especially the AL East, because the last 2 AL champions have come from the AL East.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on Pete Alonso to the Orioles.
Well, Pete Alonso is really good. The deal was 5 years, $155 million. Like, you normally think of the Orioles like Pirates, like, yeah, they're in Baltimore and Pittsburgh, but like they're in baseball terms, they're more of like farm teams that like ship off their players to the Yankees and Dodgers after they get good to get a bunch of people that they just farm and ship out again, and they don't really find much success. But I think it'll be huge for the Orioles.
I think it will be.
Him and Adley Rutschman and all those guys over there.
Yeah, I forgot about. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty good team. I'd watch out for the Orioles this next year. I think they're going to be pretty good. I think that'll really change the AL playoff landscape. I think it's going to really juice some things up in the AL. The NL is just the Dodgers because apparently this is why we have that in there. But
Yeah.
will we get to it? I don't know. Just with being able to pay for championships is not something I'm a fan of.
Or order people from Japan to come win your
You
games.
put it in the worst way you could have.
Well, it's
Order
what they're
people
doing.
from Japan.
They're ordering players from Japan off Amazon.
They're luring people from Japan.
Luring's worse.
No. Ordering makes it sound like you're buying them.
Are they not?
They're not slaves.
One could argue.
Oh
But
my gosh.
I want to talk about something. It's more like towards our favorite teams, BYU. Why did they move down a spot when they won their games?
See, I'm so pissed about that with the college basketball because they're winning games. The teams ahead of them aren't winning a lot of.
That's not true.
Well, okay, one of the teams got blown out, like Duke got blown out pretty badly. And how much did they move? The thing is I don't think teams behind them should jump them unless they played like a Duke or someone like that, because we went down 2 spots after losing to UConn by 2 points, which should not have happened.
Number 2 UConn at the time, number 2 UConn.
Yeah, which should not have happened, in my opinion. We either shouldn't have moved or we should have only moved down 1.
Pause.
What?
We're going to cut out the part where you said Duke lost because they didn't lose.
No, they did lose. It was Purdue.
Okay.
No, it was Purdue. I will own up to that mistake. It was Purdue. Because I know someone got absolutely blown out by a no-name.
Yeah, that's right. It was Purdue. Purdue, alleged number 1 in the country, got absolutely smacked and moved down 5 spots, which they deserve. How do we win? Our only losses to, at the time, number 2 UConn.
They were number 3.
I swear they were number 2.
They were number 3.
Okay. Number 3 UConn.
Well, because Gonzaga's jumping us.
Well, yeah, but Gonzaga's doing good this year.
So are we.
Yeah, but we're like BYU football, and we're not winning games impressively right now.
Yeah, this is true. Clemson's not a bad team, though.
No, Clemson's not a bad team at all, but we should have beat them.
We shouldn't have let them go on a 20-1-0 run.
Well,
that shouldn't happen.
When we're down 21 at half, honestly, actually, yes, I kind of agree with the AP at this one. We should be punished for allowing Clemson to get away with the 21-point lead.
Yeah, but the Bantas showed up, scored 22 points in the second half, and did pretty good. So, that one I do agree, but this is the one when I put this in, because we haven't done an episode for a while. When I put this in, it was after what's the chocolate? Orange chocolate. The orange slice chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but there's a tournament that's heavily sponsored, and they won it, and they didn't move. Granted, I think
it was the ESPN Chocolate Invitational thing or whatever.
Yeah, and they did good. BYU is a team that starts off really slow. I think for them to gain any traction in the AP, they probably should start off a little faster because they make the same mistakes football does. And I don't know, that's kind of my thing with that. But we'll move on. So, obviously, the CFP poll came out. Obviously, this was about on Sunday, came out, something like that.
Like the official bracket?
Yeah, official bracket came out. Do you agree with Miami getting in over Notre Dame? And do you agree that Alabama shouldn't have been punished for losing SEC title game? I think I know your thoughts, but I want to hear them.
Okay. I believe that Miami should have gotten in over Notre Dame because they won the head-to-head. It doesn't matter if it was week 2, they won the freaking head-to-head. But I do think Notre Dame leave BYU out of this. I do think Notre Dame is a better team than Alabama is. And now we're going to bring BYU back into this. We got clapped. But
I think Alabama got beat worse.
The score says otherwise. Alabama got beat worse. We scored our touchdown the first half. Bear Bachmeyer got hurt on that first drive.
Alabama had -3 rushing yards.
Granted, they never really had a rushing attack all year. It was all through the air.
Yeah, but you should still get more than -3. We had more rushing yards than the entire Alabama offense.
But wait, their touchdown that they scored was in garbage time. We got absolutely punished, like just completely, like they laughed at us, but then Alabama gets in by losing worse with a worse record. I don't get it.
I think there's a lot of SEC bias. Obviously there is. And I think they're judging this off of past success. This is not a current success thing. We're basing this off of purely past success. Because if you look at the NFL power rankings, because I heard this on a podcast I was listening to earlier today, and there's a lot of bias. Week 15 power rankings.
Also, the power rankings differ from.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, why are the Chiefs at 16? They're 6 and 7.
Do you think that they should be higher?
I think they should be lower.
Okay.
And the reason I say this is because, and it's not purely based off record, this is purely based off the games I've seen them play in. The one good game that I've seen them play in was the Cowboys game. They did pretty good. They got outscored by one of the best offenses in the league, which is the Cowboys offense. Granted, their defense sucks, the Cowboys defense. The Chiefs defense isn't very good either, though. And I just don't think they should be at 16. I think they should be lower. How much lower? I'm not going to say. That's for someone else to say and chime in for. And I know I have friends that are Chiefs fans. I don't care. I think they should be lower.
Here's why I disagree. Because the reason why the NFL gets it right is because the playoffs are based off numbers.
I know it's based off numbers.
Wait. You win your division, you get in, and then it's based off record after that. The power rankings are literally like the powerfulness of the team. The reason the Colts are 8-5 and below the Chiefs are because their starting quarterback is gone.
I know. And then they went and got a 44-year-old guy.
The games that the Chiefs have lost, they have not gotten destroyed. They have lost minimally.
There are also games that, like the Broncos game they should have won. Jaguars game they should probably, but they should have won that game.
Okay, they should have, could have, would have. But this is based off their talent and ability and like potential.
What talent do they have outside of Mahomes and Kelsey?
Are you saying Rashid Rice sucks?
I'm not. Okay, outside of those three.
Roster.
Obviously, they don't have.
Oh, hold on. I want to pull up the roster.
Because you can't tell me Xavier Worthy
drops every pass. But
is a good.
Hold on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't tell me that he's a good option.
Chris Jones.
He's old.
But he's still wrecking these games.
Yeah,
is really good.
Here's my thing. Week 2, when they played the Jaguars, he did not run after him. He very well could have, and he very well could have stopped Trevor Lawrence from getting in the end zone on that one touchdown play where he fell over 3 times.
Okay, nitpicking.
I'm not nitpicking.
That is nitpicking.
You're a veteran in the NFL. You should, especially when you're of high profile, you should be winning those games.
They
you
also
should be making those plays.
Former Packer great Robert Tonyan, okay?
No.
No, talent-wise, yes, the Chiefs are better. Potential-wise, the Chiefs are better. That's why they're
potential-wise, I don't know. They got to win this week if they're going to pique
I don't
my
think they're
interest
making the playoffs. I don't think
either.
they're making the playoffs. But the power ranking, if we're talking power ranking, yes, they are where they should be.
We'll see. I still think it's based off past success.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
He sucks. Don't give me the Juju Smith-Schuster. He sucks. He was good in Pittsburgh. Second he left Pittsburgh, he's been garbage.
Whatever.
You can't disagree with that.
No, I don't think he's been garbage. I just think that
he's not been good.
I think he's been pretty average.
Yeah, but average doesn't give you good talent. That's average talent. There's a lot of teams that have average talent.
Yeah,
saying.
like Miami.
Hey, we're got the same record as the Chiefs.
Crazy. That is a crazy stat.
Yeah, just saying. So,
Did you bring that up or did I bring that up?
which one?
The one we were just talking about.
The Chiefs. So technically, we didn't talk about that. We were talking about the college football playoff. So we were talking about the recency bias.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's why I think Alabama got it. Just to go back and get us back on our train of thought. That's why I think Alabama got in. Is purely based off of recency bias. Is my thing. They got to go back. They got to play Oklahoma in Oklahoma this time.
Oklahoma's going to obliterate them because Oklahoma's defense is insane. Their offense lacks. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be an obliteration on paper, but if you're going to watch the game, you're going to see Oklahoma is going to manhandle them.
I think Oklahoma wins for sure. I do think so. That's my thing. And my take on this, I do think Miami deserved the playoff spot more than Notre Dame because of the head-to-head. And Notre Dame isn't in a conference either, which I think hurts them. Also, I don't think they played as tough of a schedule as Miami. I think Miami's strength of schedule was a little harder, and which is why I think they deserve to get in. Also, the thing I hate, we'll get into this in a minute because I do want to bring this topic up. Well, I'll just talk about that when we get to that topic. But
Is it the group of five?
it's just how it's set up in general.
Why is James Madison and BYU out like that?
We'll get to that. But
don't hate on James Madison.
I think they'll lose. I don't even think that'll be a fair game.
I don't think they're going to score a point.
No, I don't either. But
unless it's garbage time.
I think
the third strings.
I do believe Miami deserved to get in over Notre Dame. But I also don't think you should leave out. This is purely non-bias. This is purely just based off of an analytical. You should not leave out a team who only 2 losses is to a potential national championship team. All I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
To this, and one of them was in Lubbock. The other one was in a neutral site. Also in Texas, by the way. That the crowd was 70-30.
Yeah.
So I think.
And a hurt Bear Bachmeier.
For 90% of that game.
I don't want to say we were going to win because I don't believe we were going to win.
I think it would have been closer.
I think it would have been a lot closer than what it was because there's a picture that came up with Bear after the game in a freaking boot.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I think I don't know. My blood pressure's already high. We need to move on.
Yeah, your heart's going to explode.
I know it will. Probably. Literally. Okay, let's move on.
I want to talk about another thing is all-star games for all the leagues. Baseball gets it right. I don't want to talk about baseball.
No, I think hockey gets it right.
I don't know much about hockey. What do?
They do the Four Nations face-off. That thing's awesome.
I do know about that, and that was
that was peak.
That was
for hockey. That makes sense.
Yes.
For the NBA,
but wait. We need to make them matter again. Like, okay, for the NFL, maybe you don't have to play your game. No, wait.
They're playing flag football. Who wants to watch that?
Wait, let me get my idea out. You see all these videos surface about the longest throw with Brett Favre and Troy Aikman and like Peyton Manning, all of these dudes. Like, go back to the old ways of how they did it before. Like, it was entertaining to watch. Everybody loved it. All the challenges were cool. We don't need all of this technology.
We don't need
simplify
dodgeball.
It again. Even dodgeball, I'm fine with it, but like,
it's not football.
Go back to how they did it before. Everybody would love it. That's not hurting anything. Your ratings can only get better because they are already terrible.
Yeah, no one watches the Pro Bowl in the NFL.
And
I think so the Pro Bowl was good.
The last good one was when Jordy Nelson and Clay Matthews were in it.
That was a long time ago.
And like Jeff Saturday.
That was when we were kids.
Yeah. Like when Jeff Saturday snapped the ball to Peyton Manning, even though they were on opposite conferences, like that was the last good Pro Bowl. There was actually some hitting going on. Like,
see, I do like the mixed conference thing in football. I think it's nice in football. I didn't really like it in the NBA, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up as well.
I think the NBA has consistently been getting it wrong.
Yes, it needs.
Ever since they changed it.
Captain's pick should not be it should be East versus West. Also, we should open up the dunk contest to regular Joes versus NBA players.
I'd like that. That'd be sick.
There's the dunk. I used to watch the dunk contest TV show that Shaq hosted.
The last good dunk contest was when Donovan Mitchell was in it.
No, the last good dunk contest was Aaron Gordon and
That's true. That one was good.
Zach.
No, The Donovan Mitchell one was good. You do have to give that, but it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
The last great one
Yeah.
is the Zach LaVine versus
Zach
Aaron
LaVine,
Gordon. That was the last great one.
Aaron Gordon was robbed, but I also think Zach LaVine deserved it too. So, like,
That was like a 50-50. You could have given it to both.
yeah. But back to what I was saying is,
He
like,
got robbed the second time.
Mac McClung is just going to keep getting called up and is just going to keep winning the dunk contest.
Yeah, he's just some random Joe Schmo that
We
signs a
need to
10-day
get
contract.
all of these dunkers that we see on Instagram posting all their highlights and their insane dunks, and we need to like actually like put something at stake for these NBA players because the dunks are freaking boring.
They're so boring, and it's just
And the gosh dang game. Why don't they play defense? They're not going to get hurt.
No, you're not going to get hurt. Like, what? What makes you think you're going to get any more hurt in the All-Star game versus the regular game?
Let's make this game interesting. Let's make it so that, like,
put something on the line.
Okay, wait. East versus West, that's what the playoffs are too. In the finals, whatever side wins the All-Star game, they get home court advantage. They get to play game 7.
They did that in the MLB.
Yeah.
They stopped doing that, though.
Game 7 gets determined by the All-Star game. That gives both sides motivation to play.
I would say so.
More money's not going to help.
No.
They have enough.
NBA players get paid enough money. In fact, I think they get paid too much money. That's my personal
They get paid
thought.
what they deserve because they attract all that money.
Yeah, still, I don't know. But that's my thing. And I just think the NBA has consistently been getting the All-Star game wrong. I think they need to go back to how it was. I think the NFL needs to go back to how it was. Hockey and baseball can say the same.
Look at hockey players. Look at the Team of 4 thing last year. Like,
they had the most ratings ever. It was awesome.
They put their bodies on the line for
their country.
Yes, that's where they get it. That's why they actually go hard at it. Why can't NFL players play a normal game?
Yeah.
Why can't they look at hockey?
Why can't NBA players play normal?
Why can't they look at hockey? Make them all wear Guardian caps. Heck, let's just do that. Put all the protective stuff you want on them. Please, just play a normal game.
Yeah, make it normal. Make it enjoyable to watch.
Let's watch freaking Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase back on the same team catching passes from Joe Burrow again. Like,
no, I think.
Let's watch Josh Allen launch it.
Fling it 70 yards to
Jamar Chase.
To Jamar Chase, anybody.
We're never going to see them on the same team.
No.
Let's watch something else. Make it fun.
Yeah, make it enjoyable. Don't get rid of the 50-yard, 25-yard flag football. No one wants to see that. It's boring. It's dumb. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. It's done. It's over. We're done. And, okay, we're going to go into the NFL. After their latest loss and falling to 6-7, are the Chiefs officially in panic mode?
Yeah, obviously. But for this year, maybe. The Pats had a down year in their dynasty, too.
Yeah, that was when Brady was hurt.
Yeah, I think...
He missed the entire year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that Brady still had people to throw to. Like, the Pats can get...
Brady also never took a snap where he was mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, that's actually an insane stat. But what I'm saying is, technically, Mahomes is not eliminated yet.
Not yet. If they lose, they will be probably mathematically.
There's a lot of stuff that has to happen. But what I'm saying is that people are saying the Chiefs dynasty is done. But what I'm saying is that they can still build off of what they've got.
I don't think it's done.
They should have never traded Tyreek.
Mm-mm.
He wanted to leave. They had to. But for Tyreek's sake, he should have never left.
I mean, he did do good 2 years in Miami, but there was just 2 years.
But it's 2 years in Miami.
They did do good those 2 years.
I know, but did they play in the playoffs?
Yeah, twice.
Really?
Yeah. I was on my mission.
Okay, that's why I didn't know that, because I was also gone.
Because I had everyone in my family kept telling me, yo, you're missing the greatest season Miami's ever had since Marino. I know.
Okay, well, that's why I didn't know that, is because I was also gone. And I did not care about the Dolphins. But,
yeah, I know. It's okay, though.
What was I talking about?
The Chiefs and the dynasty not being over.
Oh, yeah. They can still turn this ship around.
I don't think it happens this year. I think they missed the playoffs.
Yeah,
I
agree.
I think they're done this year. Especially if they lose, they're done. I have no faith in the Chiefs making a comeback. I don't think they make it in as a 9-8 team, personally. Especially when you have the Bills, the Chargers and the the Chargers and the Bills who are going to take up probably the 5 and 6 spot. And you're probably going to have the Texans or Jaguars take up the 7th. That's the problem you have facing in front of you. is the Texans have to lose 2 games, 3 games. Actually, the Texans have to lose out for the Chiefs to make it. The Colts aren't making it this year. I don't think they are.
Hey, Phil could ball.
If Phil balls out, that would be amazing. But I also don't think he should have came out of retirement. But that's my take on that. But I don't know. I'm with you. I don't think the dynasty is over. But if they lose, they're done. This year's over.
Yeah.
Jump ship. Also, I think Travis Kelce's washed. That's another take for another day. But yeah, I think it's over if they lose. But it's your turn to choose.
Lastly, I'm sad about it, but I don't know if a lot of Utah fans are sad about it. From what I've heard, is Kyle Whittingham retiring. The reason I say, obviously, they're sad about it. But what I'm saying is a lot of them were very ready to move on from Whit.
Mm-hmm.
They think his ship sailed, like they were ready for change. All the Utah fans I've talked about, I'm kind of sad because, we're kind of roughing him up these past few times. But what are your thoughts about Kyle Whittingham maybe retiring?
I think it'll definitely. I don't think they'll be as good next year, personally.
Yeah.
You lose a coach like that, that's really hard. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's just, I like Kyle Whittingham as a person. As a rival, I don't really like him because he coached Utah, obviously. But I think it sucks for Utah. Like, I think you lose a coach of that stature and of that, level of, especially with success and, bringing in Pac-12 championships, taking them to the Rose Bowl when they were in the Pac-12 and really playing on a dominant level for quite a few years, for most of those 21 years. I think do I think they'll find someone else? Yeah, I think they will. But I don't think they'll be as good next year. 2 years, probably. I think they'll be as good, personally. And, of my friends who are Utes fans, if you listen, I
Hate you.
I don't hate you. No, don't. Bleh. But just don't come at me for that comment just because I don't know. I think a coach makes up for a lot of success, especially with football and just setting the culture and all that. And Utah's had a pretty dominant, really good culture past 21 years. And I think that's going to play an effect when they don't have him and they have to have a culture reset. Unless they bring in a guy who keeps the same culture, which I think won't change. Like, I think that'll help him a lot. But that being said, he actually still is going to be coaching the Las Vegas Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I will probably tune into that game because I have a coworker, someone that works at the bookstore who is a Utes fan and saying he might go to that game. So
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll see. But I do think it's a setback. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world for Utah, no. But just losing a coach of that stature is always hard. That's kind of my takeaway on that. So we'll do a brief football weekly pick'em real quick just because of time. I already made my picks this week, but I will read the picks off to you and we'll both make picks or whatever. I did get one pick wrong. It was last night's game. Still kind of sad about that. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Because I like the Bucks.
I do too. I like
I
Baker.
lived in Tampa. But anyways, we'll just do the big high-profile games, I think.
You can run through them quick. I can just go through them quick. I don't have to give them like analysis.
Well, I know, but I just want to do the high-profile games anyways. So, who do you have for this week between the LA Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs? Big rivalry game, must win for the Chiefs. Who do you have?
I think last week was also a must win for the Chiefs.
And they fumbled.
And they lost.
They also were playing an elite defense, mind you. This Chargers defense is also pretty good, though.
But what I'm saying is this is also kind of a must win for the Chargers, too.
Mm-hmm.
And do I believe in the power of Madison Beer or the power of Taylor Swift? It's really the question.
Madison Beer.
I know what you think.
It's not even a personality standpoint. It's looks.
You have your opinion. I agree, but this one's a toss up. I'm going with Madison Beer. I'm going with the Chargers.
There you go. I picked the Chiefs. That was interesting. I'll stick with that pick. Do I agree with it? I don't know. I made these a couple days ago, right when they came out. I think it's a must-win for the Chiefs. That's why I picked them, because I think they're going to give it everything they have. But so the next matchup, high profile, another rivalry game, is the Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots. I know you mentioned earlier you were pretty torn about this game, but I want to get your thoughts.
I love Drake May, but
Drake, maybe.
I also really love Josh Allen. And I don't know, this is going to be a high-scoring game, but I think that the Bills will win.
There you go. I want to give a shout out to my man Mason Pettit, big old Patriots fan. Give me the New England Patriots at home in Foxborough. I think they win.
Okay.
I think they beat the Bills in Buffalo last time. And I just think, I don't know, I think Drake May's having a baller season, and I think he's going to be playing pretty good this one. Next game, you weren't supposed to look at these, bro. You have your own. So we have the Green Bay Packers at the Denver Broncos. Connor saw my pick. He's not very happy about it, as you can tell.
Talk about yours first.
So I'm picking the Denver Broncos. The reason I say this is because the Broncos play really well in crunch time. Bo Nix flips a switch in crunch time. Don't know what he juices between the third and fourth quarter or at the 2-minute warning or anything. But he plays really good in crunch time. I think he'll do pretty good. I think that Packers defense is tough.
Bo Nix has not had Micah Parsons run after him, or Rashawn Gary, or Devontae Wyatt,
It's
or
okay.
Keyshawn Nixon coming off the edge.
We'll let him play out the game and see what happens. But I think Denver wins in Denver. And
What's your score prediction? I want to hear this. We don't do scores, but what's your score prediction?
I don't know. That's too hard to guess.
Okay.
That's like throwing out a lottery pick. Not throwing out a lottery, but like trying to think you're winning the lottery if you guess a score.
Well, I'm going to say this phrase, and they know who they are. The Packers are going to continue to dominate. Okay? We are going to whoop the Broncos. I love Bo Nix, but we're going to expose the Broncos for the worst 10-2 team ever.
They're 11-2.
11-2 team. The Packers are going to continue to dominate.
We'll see.
You know who you are.
All right. Okay. Detroit Lions play Rams. Game in SoFi Stadium. Must-win game for Detroit, mind you.
Give me LA.
I also chose LA. And the reason I did is just because Matt Stafford is just playing really, really good football. They have the highest graded receiver according to Pro Football Focus. And Puka Nacua. They have Devontae Adams. They have Jared Verse coming off the edge on the defensive line. I don't know. I think it's a close game. I don't think this game's a blowout. I think it's a close game. Mind you, Jahmyr Gibbs has been balling out.
Yeah.
He's been playing
Jahmyr
really
will single-handedly
good
keep them in this
football.
game.
He will. And I think Jared Goff will play good. I think because he's got Amon-Ra, he's got Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta. I think they play good. I think it's a neck-and-neck game. I think it's 50-50.
I don't think it's 50-50. I think it's like...
If anything,
I think it's 70-20. Or 70-30.
I don't think it's 70-30.
I think it's 70-30 Rams. I don't think the Detroit defense can handle the Rams offense.
I still chose LA, but I think it's a close game. That's my take on that. That's not really a high-profile game anymore.
Well,
it still kind of is. But
Rivers.
He's not playing. We'll do the Monday night game. Miami Dolphins, Pittsburgh Steelers. Everyone knows who I chose. I don't think I need to really mention it. I think Miami... Biased thing, I think Miami wins. Objectively, I do like Miami in this game. This is why. Because I think they are playing really good right now. They've won their last 4 games. And I think they play, I think Tua's been doing pretty good. Devon Achane has been balling. I think I like Miami in this game. I really do. And it's an objective and a biased standpoint as well. But objectively, I do like Miami in this game. So I think they've been playing decent enough football to compete with the Steelers. Because the Steelers have been pretty inconsistent this year. They've had really good weeks, and they've had weeks where it's like, what are you doing?
And I think that's due to Mike Tomlin's play calling. But his play calling has been excellent these past 2 weeks. I think the Steelers are going to win. But if they don't, I don't think the Miami Dolphins win. I think the Steelers lose this game because the Steelers are a better team. His defense is kind of streaky.
Yeah, they did trade away a lot of their players at the trade deadline.
Yeah, they can be
defensively.
good, but they gave up 28 to the Ravens, but then they hold the Bills to 13. It just depends on what Miami defense we get. But the Steelers are going to win. Rodgers is going to ball out. The GOAT is going to do his thing.
He's not the GOAT. He's
The
nowhere
GOAT
close to
is
the
going
GOAT.
to be doing his thing this week.
Yeah, calling a football game.
No,
Tom Brady is the
he's going to be
undisputed
playing
GOAT of
in
football.
Pittsburgh.
That is the most biased take
Move
in
on.
terms of the GOAT I've
Just
ever
the
heard in
GOAT
my
is
life.
going to be beating the Dolphins. this week.
No, he is not the GOAT. He is not the GOAT. Aaron Rodgers is nowhere near the GOAT of football. Nowhere near that. Get that out of your head. Okay. Final buzzer, 30-second shot clock. Do you have anything to rant about for 30 seconds?
Packers are going to continue to dominate. That's really all I got to say. I think we covered a lot of what I wanted to rant about this week. Just the Packers are going to continue to dominate.
All right, I'm going to hold the mic for my rant because I'm going to get
No, I'm talking at someone right now. They know who they are.
All right. My rant. I hate the college football playoff. I think it's stupid. I think it sucks. I think you need to expand it to 16 teams at least. This is what I think. If you expand it to 16 teams, you can get rid of the automatic qualifiers. Because I actually was listening to the Almost Athletes podcast, and they made a really good point on what the playoffs should do. If you make it a 16-team playoff, you will probably have a G5 school in there if they go undefeated. You could have a Boise State in there. You could have a Tulane in there. You could
actually deserve to be in there.
Yeah. If they go undefeated, they'll deserve to be in there because probably they'll be in the top 16. Playing a cupcake schedule, they'll still probably make the top 16.
Then the SEC can get all 8 of their teams in.
Yeah, then they can get everyone. The SEC can get everyone they want. The Big 12 can get who deserves to get in. The ACC can get in their non-champions because
Get their 3 teams.
yeah, the Big 10 can get everyone. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think you expand it to 16 teams. I think you make it so that the G5 schools have to go undefeated and then they don't get an automatic bid. And that's my take.
Okay.
Or you expand it to 24 and you have the 24 and 25th ranked team battle out for the 24th spot. That's my take. That's my
Or
rant.
you keep it as is.
And get
you
rid
have
of
a-
automatic qualifiers.
And you have a play-in team for the
12. I do like that, but I also think you just get rid of
second
automatic
place
qualifiers.
teams in the conferences play in to get that last spot.
Or you have seeding games for the teams who don't play during championship.
I know,
weekend.
it's just a sense, and no SEC fan wants to keep expanding the playoffs because then they'll get exposed. And so they don't, like, I hear all the arguments against it. They don't want to expand it, so let's play the second place teams. Let them play for a spot rather than giving it to James Madison.
I think if you expand it to 16. You're done expanding. No automatic qualifiers. Let the computers do it because human error is very biased and the computers get the numbers right
There you go.
90% of the time. That's my rant. Well, that's going to do it for this week's catch-up rundown episode. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and drop us a 5-star review.
Also on YouTube, clip this just post this on YouTube. Actually, no, just clip this. Comment all your takes, and then we'll talk about them.
We'll bring them up.
We'll
If you have
post
a
this
take,
clip.
you can message us on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll read them.
We'll post this clip and just comment what you want to talk about.
No, I like that.
Because I know a lot of you.
I
know a lot of you, and I know a lot of you hate on me for my takes. So comment your takes, and we'll talk about them each.
Do that. Be sure to like, subscribe, drop us a 5-star review, even if we don't deserve it. I think you should still drop us a 5-star review. You can watch us on YouTube and Spotify, or you can listen on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for hanging out with us. And until next time, stay sharp, stay loud, and keep catching up.
Lights on, game on, let's run it back. 3 voices locked in on the weekly track. Big plays, bold calls, every moment counts. We break it all down, yeah, no timeouts. It's the catch-up rundown. 3 hosts, big energy now.